Guitar Ninjas! In this video we're going to have a look at the harmonic minor scale and how we can do a diagonal run to cover a lot of the neck with a single run of the scale. So the harmonic minor scale is the natural minor scale with the major seventh, or a sharp seventh, however you wish to look at it. So we've got this weird balance between the minor and that major seventh that kind of gives it a very weird Eastern sound. Now, I don't necessarily mean Far East, but anywhere ranging from the Egyptian sort of sounds all the way out to Asia, depending on how we use it. The thing that really defines how this scale sounds is between the 6th and 7th, there being 3 semitones. So if I simply play the root note, the 7th and the 6th, we can hear just with those notes alone how bizarre this scale sounds. So for those that already know the natural minor scale, this could be quite easy to look at. All we're going to do is take the 7th note and make it sharp. Now to take things to the next level, what we're going to do is go in octaves diagonally up the neck. So we're going to start on G and we're going to follow the minor scale with that sharp 7th. So 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, and then 4, 5. Now I'm going to do that 4 and 5, both with my first finger, because then I land on the root with my index finger and can start the scale shape here instead of continuing down the same frets. Let's have a closer look. So starting on the 3rd fret of G, this is the first shape. Like I say, using those last 2 notes with our first finger so we can land back on the root. So another quick run through those. Like I say, with all the videos, the tab will be either a link or be around this video somewhere. So have a look at the tab if you need to. But we're going to go 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 4, 5. Playing both the 4 and 5 with our first finger. From there, we're now at a position to start the scale shape again, which we can do almost the entire shape without having to change it until we hit that 2nd string. So on the 2nd string, because of the tuning of the B, we've got to come up another fret. So we're starting on 5th fret from the octave. So we're going to go 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. Then we're going to go all the way up to 7 and 8. And doing that with the first finger, you can see how much I cramp my hand to get that flow to that note. Because I want to get that note ready without too much of a gap of taking this note off. So I actually squeeze my little and index finger to only 1 fret apart. Again, I should use both of those notes on the B string with that first finger, which I didn't a second ago, because that's going to get us back to the root ready to start again. So, those 2 octaves together. From here, we can then do the same thing again, another octave. Now there's no weird tuning here, but there's not enough strings to complete the octave. So we're going to start with the first 6 notes, using the same shape we have at the beginning of the other octaves. So our little finger should have finished on 11th if you've started everything in the right place. Then our last 2 notes, remember we've got this 3 semitone gap, so our next note we're going to come all the way up to 14 and then 15 to land on the root to finish. Obviously, we can run that scale backwards as well, and we want to get back to that shape, remembering 11 is where we're then going to break out from using our little finger for all the notes. Running up can feel weird because when we're running down, you kind of picture the scale and then you picture the next one. What you don't necessarily notice is the fact that we're using 4 notes on a couple of those strings. So running backwards seems to be a bit harder. When we get to that 2nd string, it's noticing that we've got a few extra notes in there. So we've got a semitone, followed by a tone, followed by a semitone, which is really unusual to have only one tone between with most of the scales we know. So that can throw us off as well. So that run back again this is tabbed. So there is a quick run over the diagonal pattern of the harmonic minor scale. This scale, like I say, is a little bit unusual for a lot of our Western music, but is used by a range of other styles. A lot of Arabian and Indian music uses this, and actually, surprisingly, so does quite a bit of metal. Avenged Sevenfold are quite a big fan of this scale. Now, if we're looking at scales and thinking about the chords that go along with it, the thing that makes the harmonic minor quite difficult is more for a rhythm player than a lead player. If you're writing the chords for this, the actual standard triad run would be the following: minor, diminished, augmented, minor, major, major, diminished. So out of our 7 chords, we have 2 diminished and an augmented chord in there using our standard triads. So there's only 4 standard major or minor chords that are easy to work with. However, just using those 4, we can still create a pretty pleasant backing track. As with all of our scales, we can use the exercises of running down 4 notes, starting from the 2nd note and doing that. Have a go with making up your own exercises to really force yourself out of your comfort zone and help you understand this scale to more detail. Remember, scales aren't there just to be finger warm-ups and to be boring theory. They're there to be used to improvise and jam. There are some great backing tracks available, so have a look at backing tracks on standard sites like YouTube. I'm sure there'll be plenty out there that you'll be able to have a go and jam over the top of. Use the scale for fun, not just for theory.